When I look at you, I see a person who is determined and motivated and driven to get what they want out of life. Am I right? Not quite. Okay. Well, we're going to try that again in a week and we're going to see where we're at. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to start this journey with you. Okay. I am here with you through this. Okay. If you have any questions, if you're struggling, if you're like, I can't do this, that's when you pick up the phone and you give me a call and you say, Tay, I don't know if I can do this. And I'm going to just tell you how it is and be like, you can, you will, you're going to. So the phrase we're going to start using from today on is I can, I will, I did. Okay, say it with me. I can, I will, I did. That's the mindset we're going to have from here forward. Okay, now I don't want to completely remove the past. Some people say leave it behind you. I say learn from it so that you don't make the same mistakes, right? So we're going to use your past and we're going to go, okay, in what areas of your past would you like to repeat? In what areas would you like to forget, right? Exactly. Positivity can sometimes be a negative if we're too positive, right? So looking at the past, we're not doing it in a positive or negative way. It's literally just to get knowledge from. So that's the other mindset that we want to have. Not so much like, oh, we need to stay focused on the positive. We need to regard the negative. No, because we can still learn from the negative. Okay? So let's go ahead and start by discussing what would you like your life to look like tomorrow? Short term. Tomorrow. What would you like your life to look like? I'm going to take notes so that you can, and then I will type them up and I will email them to you. Okay. I'm writing the prompt. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Okay, so you said, okay, got it. Joyful, happy. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, how much would you like to get done just tomorrow? Like, what areas are you really, really good in, and what areas are you trying to strengthen? Okay, so let's focus on the good areas, your strengths. Okay. Okay. That's a good one. All right, and then let's focus on some of the ones that you really want to work on. Oh, that's amazing. I think a lot of people can work on that one for sure. Is that like the main one? Okay, let's take that then. So let's go back. When we're looking at like goal planning and even like accountability, that's a big one, which we'll get to. And then personal growth, they all go together, right? Because in order to move forward, you have to take accountability for your own life, for your actions, for your behaviors, which have consequences, right? So when you do that, when you take accountability, you're then able to go, whoa, okay, I did that. This is what happened. Here's what I'm going to do about it. And that's kind of how you set the stage. Like, you're the performer of your life and you're setting the stage right now, right? So what you're doing is you're like, okay, this is how I acted before. It didn't work. So let's go ahead and change the script, right? And let's do it differently and see where that takes us. Our entire life is trial and error, right? Even if you are in a place where you're like, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to get it, you still have to figure out how to do all that. Like, there's still cards that need to be played correctly in order to get that winning hand of like everything went great and smoothly and here we are. Because have you ever met anybody where they like everything just went so smooth for everything? Not likely, right? And if you did, they're probably just putting on a face. They're putting on a show. They're their own main character, and they've got a show to put on, and that's their thing, right? But I just want to put it out there that like when you look at somebody else's life, you're like, man, they seem to have it all together. Don't do that. Because none of us have it together. Even me sitting here with you, I don't have it all together, but I have this ability, this skill where I can see somebody else's life and I can go, oh, okay, here are the areas, boom, boom, boom. When I try to do that with my own life sometimes, and this is with everyone, when you have somebody from the outside looking in, it's so much easier to be like, oh, this is what you need to do, right? Right. Okay, so when it comes to goal planning, again, short term, we're not doing the whole, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't like doing that because it's like I don't even know where I see myself in a week right now, okay? So let's do that. Where do you see yourself in a week from today? Okay. Perfect. Okay, the other important thing is don't have high expectations either, because when you set the bar way too high, you're going to be disappointed. So be careful with that. Okay, now what are some things you want to take accountability for? A big one that a lot of people say is scrolling, just doom scrolling. They could be spending their time doing so many other useful things, if you will. But then some people are like, well, I'm glad that I scrolled for an hour because then I decompressed and it was my relaxation time. And then people, like, I will say this, people will make other people feel guilty for doom scrolling. And it's like, yes, but we also need to understand that as humans, like, we need a break. We need to take time to decompress and to relax. Some of us need to doom scroll. It's just what we have found that helps us let go of the world for a bit, right? So if you do that for like 30 minutes, an hour, maybe set a timer, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, what else? Okay. All right. And now when it comes to personal growth, this one, everyone obviously is in a different stage in their life, right? Like when you have a flower, it goes through stages to grow and then to bloom. And we could already be blossomed or bloomed, and then we have to, go back and then come out again. Like we go through several phases until we're like, this is who I am, right? So, as far as where you are in life and where you want to be, what areas do you see yourself wanting to kind of just stay where you are? And what areas are you really trying to grow? Okay. Okay, so like, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, and a lot of it takes time, it takes experience, it takes, really putting yourself out there and uh, being courageous and being confident and not caring what people think. Do you care? Are you usually a person like when you go out, you're very like subconscious about what people are thinking, saying? I'm gonna note that. Because I think that would be like a huge growth to work on. And you might think like, oh, I don't care what people say, I don't care what people think. And then when people say things and people like look at you in a way, you're like, that made me feel some kind of way, right? So to a certain extent, we all do care about how we're seen. But we just kind of want to make sure that it's not getting in the way of like our goals and what we set out and who we set out to be. All right. That is a great start. I am so excited. So now what I'm going to have you do. All right. we're just going to take a minute to decompress. Okay, yeah, this is part of it. I'm going to kind of come close. Do you care if I'm in your personal bubble, your personal space? Okay, now what I want you to do is take a deep breath in. And I have to tell almost every client this. When you take a deep breath in, we do not want to lift your shoulders. So we're going to put those down. We want to fill our belly. So we want to fill the belly. Can you do that for me? Ready? And I'm going to look down, make sure. Don't worry, I'm not being weird. Very good. And release. Your stomach should go back in. Okay, let's go ahead and do that 3 more times. Go ahead and close your eyes. Close your eyes. I know you've never met a life coach like me. I'm so weird. But trust me, this is going to help you significantly. Okay, we're going to close the eyes. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Deep breath in, fill the belly, and release. Okay, another one that you might want to learn is the 4 technique, where you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. So if you're ever in a situation where you're like overwhelmed and you're like, okay, I need to chill out, do 4, 4, 4. And do it a few times, do it as many times as you need to, and it should just, right? Okay, so now we are just going to sit and just take a minute. I know some people get very awkward with this, but it's a comfort tactic that many people enjoy. Do you know why that is? Because it's personable. So I'm getting in your personal space, which could make you either very uncomfortable or it could give you a sense of comfort. Now, because we don't know each other that well, you might be uncomfortable for a little bit. But the more I do it, the more you get used to it. I am doing this intentionally so that you can get out of your comfort zone a little bit. I'm not harming you in any way. In fact, I am attempting to relax you, and your body is feeling some kind of way about that. It is either stressing out or it is calming down. What we want to do is teach our bodies and our mind to calm down when you are stressed out, right? So if this is something that stresses you out, if this is something that makes you feel some type of way when I'm not doing anything wrong, this is not weird, this is not anything that is harming you, this should be relaxing to you. And if it's not, then we might need to look into your past and go, what's going on there? That way we can learn from it, right? Okay, so how do you feel right now? Okay, that's good to know. So I'm going to just keep doing this, and I'm just going to keep talking to you, because eventually you are going to either get used to it or you're going to go into a panic attack. And if you do that, then we will just say everything's going to be okay. And I'm going to tell you a personal story. When I used to have DID, I used to just dissociate and leave. I had to learn through ASMR, actually. There were techniques that would help me stay grounded so that I wouldn't leave. And eventually I got to the point where I never left. It took a lot to get there, but eventually I did, because I had to be okay with both staying and leaving. So when I would start to leave, I'd get really freaked out and then I would be gone. And then when I would come back, it would just be really weird. So anyways, when I tell you I understand, it's because I actually do. It's because I've actually gone through a lot of things, and I have discovered that doing these types of techniques are not just comforting, they're calming and relaxing. So me doing this is my way of saying it's gonna be okay, without saying it's gonna be okay, because sometimes that's so cliche. And when you hear it, you're just like, okay. But when someone's actually there for you, like, I'm here for you, it makes you feel like, wow, someone actually cares. And at first, depending on your trauma or your past, even if there is no trauma, we all as humans have that fight or flight, or we have that sense of, okay, we're okay. So if you feel like, oh, I'm safe right off the bat, that's actually quite alarming. Believe it or not, if you weren't a little afraid at first or a little uncomfortable, I'd be like, we need to look into that. So again, we're teaching and training our brain. This is a technique of cognitive behavioral therapy where we're training our brain to be how we want it to be. So by me doing this and you going, I'm safe, this is safe, you're training your body to know and understand that this is safe. Exactly. Okay, so enough of that. Okay, so we're gonna just stop that. How do you feel? Do you wish I was still doing it, or are you glad that I stopped? A little bit of both. That's okay. That's okay. Trust me, no, that's so normal. Yeah. Okay, so tell me a little bit. Like what's your thought process right now? Yeah. Okay, I like it. Okay, so I don't want to give you too much the first time we meet, okay? But I do want to say, is this something that you can see yourself doing more and more? Would you like to continue to meet, or do you think you got what you wanted out of it? Okay, yeah, we can absolutely continue to meet. I love that. So, would you like to schedule like every couple weeks, every month, every week? Okay. Yeah, why don't you do that? Get home, check your schedule, and then give me a call. Yep, go ahead, call the office, and the receptionist will place you wherever a slot is open. I should be available. Trying to think. I know I'm not like fully booked, but in the evenings, because I know you work, so yeah, like I'm pretty sure I can work around that. Absolutely. And if you have any like questions beforehand or like when you leave here, like, wait, okay, I want to clarify. Go ahead, you can take my card, it's right here, and just give me a call, okay? And leave me a message. You can even text. I have a work phone. That's the number I'm giving you. And when I have time, I like to answer clients because it's so crucial to really be there. Yeah. Be like your support. Everyone needs a support, right? Exactly. Okay. So yes, give me a call the office, and we'll get you scheduled. Well, thank you again so much for coming in. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope you feel a little bit more relaxed than when you came in. All right. You take care.